Hello, everybody who watches this video. My name is John, and I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. I'm lying in this bed because I've just been listening to helpful relaxers, as I call them. So I did a muscle relaxation, and then I did calming talk down. So some of you watching this will see things and think, yeah, I can see how he's going through anxiety at the moment. Other people might be like, it just looks like he's, I don't know, a normal guy going through a normal video, normal emotions. But I decided I have reached out, I have received so much help from so many people over the last, how many years? 10 years since I've started having panic attacks. Maybe 10 and a half. But so, and I'm feeling a little bit better. I just noticed because of what's the word? Distracted myself by engaging with you in this video. So I'm in bed, the lights off, the blankets up, a little bit cool in this cold New Zealand winter, but basically this is just a, I don't know, just a message. I just got a text came through from my accounting client who is not going to come tonight. So part of my reason for my panic was this session that's about 2 hours away. But that's just not going to happen. So I might as well be completely free of this evening and look forward to relaxing and enjoying my night with my lovely wife who exists. I can't show you her at the moment because she's down in the lounge, probably doing some more writing, but I can show you her pillow. So she does exist, and this is where she sleeps. And yeah, this is going to be my first video that I'm uploading ever. I did take a couple of videos when I got nose surgery about 18 months ago. So my friend and I called them Thunderbirds, but the forgetting the right word now. Turbinates. That's right. The turbinates. The turbinates were too large, and I wasn't getting enough breath in through my nose, and that's yeah. Anyway, that's another thing that I thought was going to happen, and then it would take away my anxiety, and I would be panic free. But it was just another letdown on the cycle of letdowns of hope and dreams that I had that I would be panic free. But if I was panic free, you wouldn't be watching this video and you wouldn't get the benefit of hearing someone talk about their anxiety and portray how it is for them as they go through it and as they distract themselves by doing things like talking to YouTube and making a video. I hope you can see me okay. So I really didn't know what I was going to do when I talked into this video and how it was going to be. But I came across someone else who did a calm down and a talk down and a relax. And it was about 45 minutes. I was watching it on 3/4 because I just watched the previous helpful muscle relaxation on 3/4. It's these two guys, I think they're physios, and they're American, and they a bit hyped up like Americans tend to be. Sorry, there may be an American watching. Um, not like the Canadians who are mellow and cool and awesome, like my papa. My papa was Canadian. But, Americans also very, very cool, of course. But anyway, I just decided to slow down their talking and I listened to their muscle relaxation and I found it pretty helpful. So that's what I've been doing to get through the last half hour or so. And I thought, well, if she can give a video and not feel 100% and help and reach out to other people, then why don't I do the same? And I watched about, or mostly listened to about, I don't know, 15 minutes of her video on 3/4. So it'd be just over 20 minutes. Do you like my Celtics hoodie? I don't wear it very often. It's very bright. It's a bright green hoodie. It's a similar colour to one of my imaginings that I go through when I am trying to talk myself down from a panic. So, just waving to the person that tooted. So, I imagine that I'm the, what's it called? The dragon. Ekron, I think his name is, from the Never Ending Story. So I imagine I've got that boy on my shoulders, and I'm a wise, strong, encouraging, and kind dragon, and I'm flying around. And the only difference that really is there between me and this dragon is that I'm lime green. So I'm getting to the point of what I'm talking about with this hoodie. So a lighter, slightly lighter, calmer sort of green than what I'm wearing at the moment. But that's one of my imaginings, and I imagine I am that dragon, and it's just a technique that I learnt through a counsellor. So when I was starting this video, which has been going for 8.5 minutes, and well done, like if you've managed to watch 8.5 minutes of me talking this stuff, even if you fast forwarded, but I think it still absolutely counts. That that you deserve a pat on your back for watching 8 minutes and 55 seconds of this 44-year-old talking and really helping himself get through an anxiety attack as he tries to distract himself and not even realize what he's doing to get through it and be on the other side of this anxiety as he has been for every other anxiety attack for the last 10 and a half, we'll call it 10 and a half years. So, I don't know what you go through. I don't know if I'm going to be checking my YouTube clips and seeing single views for the next I don't know. I don't know how often I'll check. Maybe I'll check for the next week and then see 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. and then I'll realize or remember that, oh, that's me looking. So I'm only actually the only person who's watched this video, which will be fine. Like, I'd be okay with that, because it's still a view, and I am a viewer, so I will count my views as valid. But it would be good to get into double digits, and I don't think I would bring myself into double digits in the first 4 or 5 days. So if I'm there, I will be grateful to every single view. And I assume that even if you watch 10 seconds, you're counted as a view. And if you've managed to watch 10 minutes and 44 seconds, well done. I don't know what you're getting out of this, but I thought I'd talk about things like the light's not on. I like to shut my eyes a lot when I'm going through panic, and people talked about that as reducing stimulus, which I guess makes sense. I would just prefer not to have anything visual going on in front of my eyes. So just by closing my eyes, relaxing, and just one less thing to do. And then I think, oh, I shouldn't close my eyes. I should be doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 things I see, 4 things I hear, 3 things I feel, 2 things I touch, no, smell, and 1 thing I taste. And one of my many, many, many helpers recently told me about how they do that, but they say it out loud. So now that we've hit 12 minutes, I think I should start doing things like, if I expect you to watch and it to be for a valid reason, then one of the things I was thinking about is I wanted the light on for this video, but I didn't really want to get out of bed and go to that, that step, that large step of reaching out to the light and doing that. Yes, okay. So the light is on, back to bed, maybe have a lozenge, a nicotine lozenge, and keep confiding in YouTube. So, the one that I think I might have mentioned this just before, but the lady I was watching at 0.75 speed, she did say quite a lot of helpful things, but it was about 45 minutes. So I guess, people who are in a state of anxiety and they want to share that with someone, maybe it's a better way to do it when you are going through it. And it's like, okay, is this guy for real? Absolutely, I am for real. I came to this room because I was overwhelmed, because I knew my mind was in a state getting worse, and I popped to the toilet on my way from the lounge to the bathroom, then to the bed. It just doesn't go away. So there's no magic pill, as I was told today. I thought it was Seroquel or quetiapine, and that a little bit of that was all I needed, and there was going to be no more anxiety. So I'm coming down off of benzodiazepine, which I think it's known all around the world as diazepam. So I was placed on clonazepam, and then I was placed on lorazepam, and then because I was going to reduce, I was placed on diazepam. So I was on 8 milligrams of diazepam. I'd already reduced a little through lorazepam. I can't remember how much lorazepam I was on, but I was on 2 milligram tablets, maybe 6 for a start, and before that I was on 3.5 clonazepams. So they're the little orange tablets. For anyone who is familiar with those, anyone's watching this. So if anyone actually watches this, if you could take the time to put something in the comment and say, hey, I watched 8 seconds of your video, I've fast forwarded to 15, and then I saw you wanted a comment because you're so desperate for a comment, John. But anyway, that's all. So I have these lozenges. Oh, here's another half a thing there. Half a thing, I mean half a Seroquel. There we go. It's a big half. It's been sitting by my bed for the last week or so. So I only suck on these lozenges for about 10 minutes at a time. Now, full disclosure, I've got ants. Can you see those ants? I'm sure you can see those ants if you're watching. So they must have got a taste of some lozenges and decided they were good, which for us is not good. I'm throwing this one out. So this is me dealing with a problem in John's way. So I will get rid of those ants when I finish this video. So why do I feel panic? How do I feel panic? Why? It's in my genes. My mum is anxious by nature, anxious in action, and let me know fairly recently that she finds a lot of things hard that I didn't even realise she finds hard. So that was her disclosure, and I guess there's a chance that some people might know who I'm talking about who watched this. I'm planning on sharing this with my counsellor, and if she manages to get through to 18 minutes and 8 seconds, well, I don't think I'm paying her enough to get anywhere near that far. But there's a chance, and she knows my mum through our sessions, not through knowing her, but she'll know who I'm talking about, of course. So it is a little bit cold. It's 5 p.m. New Zealand time, and for those Americans who thought that they were the first to see the sunlight in the day, every day that their furthest eastern state was the first to see the day in the world. No, America is not the world, even though only 40% of you make it out of the country. New Zealand is the first place in the world to see the sun. So 5 p.m, we're the same time as like Fiji, Samoa, a few Pacific Islands around New Zealand. So that is our current time, 5 p.m, and today is Monday, another day with no work for John. Again, full disclosure, I did the tiniest bit of work, but touching the nose, isn't that a lie? Isn't that saying, no, I did the tiniest bit of work. I checked up on appointments made by my new co-worker, And I wrote a few things down on the paper while I watched New Zealand playing West Indies at my parents' on Sky Sport. So, and that was to do with some emails that I can maybe still make some progress on this evening if I feel like it, motivate myself and get into that. Now, the big thing that I'm noticing in this video, and again in the comments down below, I'm a natural at this. This is what I was born to do. What I'm really noticing in this video that I'm very self-conscious of right now, and again, what I'm trying to say is comment if you also notice this. My right eye is considerably more closed than my left eye. Reason, I do not know. Tiredness, maybe. But I had no idea that it was like that. Or is it the angle? Let's try a different angle. No, I still think my right eye, which I guess will be your left eye, from your angle is smaller than my right eye. My right eye is smaller than my left eye. Maybe. But I'm not really talking much helpful about panic and anxiety right now. But doesn't mean I won't get double-digit views, you know? I might hit that 10. And Sarah said, Sarah is my wife. Yep, the pillow, the proof, the evidence. So Sarah said just get into it, do a video. So here I am doing a video that I'm going to publish on YouTube. So full disclosure, Sarah has Instagram, and John, as of tonight, will have a YouTube account that he uploads stuff. So stuff one will be at least 22 and a half minutes of blah blah about anxiety and panic and how you can distract yourself and get over it. So that's what this is about. We're having fish and chips again tonight. I can't believe it, like that we would have fast food twice in like 4 days. But we're having chops tomorrow night. They're out of the freezer in the fridge. Just thinking about YouTube and who people share their videos with and how many watches they get and reasons people might want to have a look at my clip. I mean, I think there's two main reasons people should look at this clip. Number one, because they're family and they owe it to me. Number two, because they are exceedingly bored and they can see nothing else that they would prefer to do for 30 minutes. But no, seriously, if someone can get something out of this, I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to draw it out. But anxiety is real. Panic is real. And living with anxiety and panic attacks, I can fully relate to. And when I talk to someone who has been through it or goes through it or has gone through it, it's just so reassuring to know that someone else has been there. I was talking to someone. New Zealand have helplines, free helplines, including Need to Talk line, which you dial 1737, and then you talk away to either somebody who has general mental health help training. They're trained counsellors rather, sorry. And then the second person is somebody who has their own lived experience of mental illness. And this lady that I was speaking to, I will not say her name, but a few days ago, and she talked about her panic and how she hadn't had a full-blown panic attack for 15 years. But she'd experienced things like running out of a building, and just other things that she said that, like, yeah, she knows what it's like. She knows the extent and the extremity of it all. I used to play games of cricket, and I'd be in a state. I realise now, as I squash this end, I realise now that I wasn't in panic attack. I wasn't in a panic attack for those 6 hours for that game, but I was in a high level of heightened anxiety. Um, and I played the whole season. I didn't walk away from any game. I stood down for one game, thanks to Regan. But I'm sure he gave a lot of thought to who he stood down that game. But I played for the whole season. I turned up to trainings. I was smoking cigarettes at the time. And somehow I got through it. I played, I batted, I bowled. And I shake my head now because I still can't see myself doing that again now. I played one game last season, in October, November, first game of the season for another team, and I got through that. Just a shorter game, so it was more like 3.5 hours and 6 or 7 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours instead of 6 hours. Sorry, I've got to remember that I'm actually talking to real people, and you're trying to keep up with what I'm saying. So I apologise for any difficulty in understanding my accent or the way that I'm talking, which may not be as easy to understand as I could make it. So basically that was about 2014, 2015. Cricket is of course everyone knows because everybody loves cricket. 11 players versus 11 players, 2 batsmen at a time, one at each end, facing the pitcher or the bowler. And I see USA had a very respectable score against Scotland within the last 48 hours. They managed to 298 or something, I think, and Scotland got to 301 with only about 8 deliveries left out of their 300. So, good on America for taking up cricket, and the fact that they have almost caught Scotland means that if they continue at that rate, they will be approximately drawing level with New Zealand in 2058, which is quite an accomplishment, and well done, America. So, cricket, played a season. Tennis, turned up, played regular doubles on a Saturday or a Sunday. Mustn't have been going to church, so it could have been Saturday or could have been Sunday. Probably, I can't remember. It was a winter game. Anyway, it was winter. Squash, played that for a while. Had panic attacks that I walked away from the odd game. But also played games where I managed the whole 15, 20 minutes. So I guess all I'm saying in that is I do know what it's like to experience panic, to experience high levels of anxiety. And if you were to tell me your story, I would try to relate to it and understand and say, yes, it is hard. And that's one of my other techniques. Technique number 2 First one being Ekron. See, you might have heard my wife in the background calling out to her dog. So there's further evidence that Sarah does exist. Anyway, method number 2 starts with mindfulness. So mindfulness is acknowledging that what you're experiencing is real, and it's not that great. So you might just say something to yourself like, I acknowledge that I'm feeling anxious right now and I want to get through this, but it's okay. So you acknowledge it, but you don't make too much of it. It's okay. You're feeling really anxious right now, and I know it's a horrible feeling, and that's point 1 of the technique number 2 that I'm just sharing with you. So number 2 is acknowledging that you're not alone. So sometimes I don't really enjoy this part of this technique because I like to think of myself as special and unique, as we all are. But you're just sort of saying to yourself, okay, so for me, I'll say there's millions of, sometimes I say men, or there's millions of people around the world experiencing high levels of anxiety at this very moment. Or I might say something like, there's other people in this world who experience anxiety in a similar way to you, and they are just, it's you're not alone part of this technique. Excuse me. You are not alone. And number 3 is an overriding sense of kindness or love, or aroha. Aroha is the Maori word for love in New Zealand. Our beautiful native people of this land, tangata whenua. You just bring an overriding kindness or love expression to what you're saying. So for me, I'll just speak kindly to myself and say, it's okay that you're going through this. You will get through this. You've been through this 10 years, which is 3,650 days, an average of 1 every 2 days. So at least 1,600 times, say. Let's round it down. At least 1,500 times you've been through something like this in the last 10.5 years. And every time it ends, and every time you get through it. And well done, you do get through it. God has made you so that you are an overcomer, and the process ends. And 3417, which the time that I just saw, I believe is a good time to think about winding up this video, because some people would have struggled to get through the first 27 seconds. But 3417, you get 3, then you add the 4, then you times it by 1. 3, 4, 1 equals 7. Nice round figure. And I'm going to wind this up at 35 minutes on the dot. So you can think, oh, do I really want to watch this guy for 35 minutes? Watch it on double speed.